Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's once again that time of year. Again, because we already did one of these and I accidentally deleted it.
Have we done that before? Where you recorded it and we had to read? Have we ever had to do a redo on this?
I don't think we've had to do a redo. I think.
I feel bad because whatever we talked about, we will not talk about that same thing again.
Oh, that's a guarantee.
That's a lost conversation to the sands of time.
And honestly, maybe for the best. Maybe this is going to be an even better, version. Maybe that was just, maybe it is fate.
Good point. We should ensure that doesn't happen. What is your favorite type of cheese? Do you have a favorite type of cheese?
We're off to a good start.
Yeah.
I actually.
Oh, hi, I'm Rob. I guess we're not even doing an intro, huh? Because we just assumed we already did it before.
Yeah, I mean, we're in year 8 or 9. We already did this, and I still don't even know. We did it like a week ago.
Yeah, every year, me and Crendor get together, and we load up World of Warcraft, and then we talk about life.
Yeah.
And this is year 8.
Yeah, this is year 8. I'm pretty sure it's 8.
I think we should count it as 9 since we already did it.
That's true.
And then everyone will be confused. They'll be like, what happened to year 8? And we did that one, but we lost it.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's a good idea.
That'll make it very confusing what year we're on, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's spicy.
Honestly, at this point, now if you end up just naming it 8, it's still going to be confusing because we'll probably end up calling this year 9 for the rest of the time we're talking about it. So
yeah, and that means next year we're at the 10th year anniversary.
Oh, sweet. We did it in 9 years. Look at us go, huh?
Oh,
He said it couldn't be done.
So we will have to become ghosts at some point to carry on the Ghostbuster Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday special.
We should start defining our tradition because at this point it's clearly tradition, but we have no rules other than we get together, we load up World of Warcraft, and I guess becoming a ghost is part of the tradition.
Yeah. I think so, but this year we're just slow walking because we don't want to become ghosts quite yet. I think that's
much more colorful and I like the sounds being alive. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Once you're dead, it's a lot of whooshy sound.
Yeah,
unless you turn that off.
It's a lot of, and you're like, oh man.
A lot of angels and wisps singing to you.
Yeah. And it's, but yeah, with this, it's like everything's bright and vibrant and colorful, and we're in Mulgore. It's the Great Plains. The sun's actually kind of setting. You see the stars.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty nice. Nice little mood setter.
Okay, so you have just been picked up for a sponsorship for the reboot novelization of Animorphs.
All right.
And the publisher is asking you, Crendor, what animal... when they write about you, should you morph into? What animal would the Crendor morph into? It can't be sloth because they already have somebody booked for that.
Okay.
Like Tony Danza picked sloth. So you're like, I want to be sloth. And they're just like, sorry, we already got a sloth animorph.
Man.
I knew you would pick sloth, so I had to mix up the question a bit.
Here's the thing, right? Like, everybody probably like, oh, he's gonna pick sloth, and then I was first reaction is just sloth. But then I think about it, I'm like, I don't want to jump the gun right here, right? Cause like maybe I don't want to be a sloth. Maybe I'm not gonna morph right into a sloth.
I don't know. This is a book company is coming to you, and they want to write like a book about you putting you in Animorphs. So it's not. So it's kind of like for branding. When you want to go sloth?
Yeah, I probably want to go sloth for branding.
If this was a question of like, let's say you could transform into this animal at will. It's just like you woke up tomorrow and you're a druid and you have one druid shapeshift. And what animal would it be? I mean, I don't know if you pick sloth then. You might be like, all right, well, no, I'm going to pick something more OP.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a good point. Man, you know what I'd want to be? Like a crocodile.
Can crocodiles breathe underwater? I don't think they can they?
I thought...
Do they just hold their breath a long time? Do they even go underwater? I don't know.
They go underwater.
Or they just live in the water? Yeah, but do they like... They probably don't sleep underwater, right? So they must like sleep with like their nostrils out of the water or something?
It says crocodilians can spend hours underwater without coming up for a breath of air.
Really? All right. Well, that's pretty good. You get swimming.
Yeah.
Powerful draw strength.
Yeah, you can bite anything. Oh yeah, their nostrils come up to breathe, but that's only once every 1 to 24 hours.
Damn.
That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't think they could be able to hold that much oxygen.
Yeah, I didn't either.
They must not use a lot of oxygen, I'm guessing. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, so I get that, and I get like little like skitter around. You get to live in the swamp.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you would live in the swamp though, because you're still Crendor. You're still you. So, you know.
Here's the thing. I don't think I remember ever seeing Animorphs or watching Animorphs or.
I just remember the books had like holograms, and I was like, oh, look at that. I never got into them. I may have read one when I was a kid, but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I didn't like readings. They made you read. It wasn't like, hey kids, this will be a fun reading time. Pick out books you want to read and stuff. They're like, this is what you'll read, and you're like, I don't want to read this. I want someone to tell me what to do.
Yeah. When I was early on, like I think like around grade 3, we actually got to pick what we would read.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, later on, mostly in school, it's all like you never get to read that stuff.
Yeah. No, it was, and they had that program. I don't know if you had it, but they had the program where it was like you got points for reading.
Yeah. I didn't do well with that.
No, I didn't either. I would always pretend I read a book, and then you'd take a test, and I would just do really bad, and the teacher would be like, "Do you really read that book?" And I'd be like, "Yeah."
I used to read a lot of books, and then there was enough video games that I didn't need to read books anymore.
Yeah.
And I guess that sounds awful, but I mean, video games are interesting because they allow you to be like expressive in the novel.
Yeah.
So I always enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like we could read this guy's quest up ahead and do his story, or we just keep walking.
Yeah. Oh, but he says, "Will you help me find my dog?"
I've helped that guy find his dog a lot. So
yeah. And now he turns back. Oh, we brought this up in the first recording. This is where we look at the poster he's looking at, and there's no dog on it. It just says "wanted," and it's just a like criminal poster.
It's a scam, dude.
Like they could have went out of their way and been like, you know what, make this like put a little dog on here or something. Have like Ricky drop a dog, but no, they're just like, yeah, fuck it, just put a fucking human on there. But use the default wanted poster.
Yeah, like, they have one wanted. They have one poster they put up. So
yeah. But speaking of old video games, I think this happened after we recorded our last one, but I played Banjo Kazooie again.
Ah, a good one.
Yes, one of my favorites. And so
did you play it like on an emulator, or did you play like one of the newer remakes?
Yeah, I played on the Xbox. The remat. What is it called?
Yeah,
the Rare Replay. Played on Rare Replay. Yeah,
because I remember that being really good. I played that when it came out on the Xbox. Then I was like, damn, they remade it and they did it good.
Yeah. No, it was really good, and you don't lose all your progress if you die with like note collection and stuff, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's nice. It makes it easier. I get that, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Why we should just make games easy by default, and if you're like that's too easy, then you can just do challenge runs because that's what everyone does.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, honestly, I mean, if you have the option, I think it's always nice to have the option.
It's all about the option.
On off.
You played that new Tony Hawk?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, dude, you can just go into the menus and just enable all the cheats and just play through the whole game with that. I was like, this is delightful. I played it for an hour normally, and then I was like, wait, I can just make it so I never fail a trick? This is lovely. Yeah. And now I don't have to even get good. I can just pretend like I am. I don't have to rebuild my skill set again.
Yeah. Well, speaking of skill sets, I beat Banjo Kazooie in my fastest time ever. I beat it in 6 hours and I think 28 minutes or something.
That does not feel fast.
Really? Well, it's not like professional speed run.
Was that you beat the game or get everything?
That was like a 100% speed run.
Okay. I was going to say, if that was beat everything, that doesn't sound very fast. But everything, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it was a 100% all notes, all jiggies. Run. It was good because usually I started it. I think like 4 or 5 years ago, where I was like, I just want to beat Banjo Kazooie. So I did a big stream. It took me like 9.5 hours, but
So
I beat it.
you had never beaten Banjo till then?
No, I remember I'd gotten to when I was a kid. I got to the part where you get to Click Clock Wood and you get to the witch's door where you beat the trivia show or whatever. And I was like, oh man, I don't have any more jiggies. Like I don't know where to go. And then I just gave up. And then I remember I got a Blockbuster version where the game was already beat, so I just kind of ran around. And I was like, whoa, this is what it's like. But I never actually beat it, so I went back.
Never beat it, yeah.
And I beat it on stream. It was fun. It was like 9 hours, 20 minutes. And so 2 years later, I was like, dude, let's do it again. I'll do it even faster this time. And I think I did. I beat it in like 8 hours and 45 minutes or something. And then in March of this year, I was like, dude, we're going to go crazy. We're going to beat this game. I was pumped, and then I was doing horrible. My internet died, and then I had to come back the next day. I did even worse, and I ended up beating it in 9 hours and like 17 minutes. It was 3 minutes faster than my first run, and I was like, that was a disgrace. It was a disgrace to Banjo Kazooie, and so I was like, we're gonna try again. It's almost been a year since I made that attempt. It was like 8 months, close enough. But this is like 2 years already. So I was like, let's do this. And I beat it. It is easily the best run I ever had. 6.5. So that's like, I think a little over 2 hours over my best time. So it was good. I was happy.
Have you ever done any randomizers for games?
I haven't, but I'd be open to trying it.
I have a friend who streams, and he streams Majora's Mask randomizers.
Oh yeah.
And my goodness, is that a funny game to watch get randomized where all the items are in different spots and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you almost, it's not that you have to do 100% completion. It's that anything that would get you progress potentially gets you the item you need to do the dungeon and stuff. So you got to go do like the side quest where you take pictures of stuff, and that's what gets you the boss key door. And you're like, you got to be kidding me.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, I wish they made a Banjo Kazooie randomizer. I'd do that.
I'm gonna just Google it. What is Banjo Kazooie randomizer? Because you never know, Crendor. They could.
That's true. Is there any?
I'm clicking it. I don't see some. Normally, if you search it, if there is one, they'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody's made a Banjo Kazooie randomizer. That feels like you could. What would you randomize? I guess.
I don't know.
I guess it's mostly a collectathon, so they can't really like move around like jiggies and stuff. It's all the same stuff.
Maybe that's why they haven't randomized.
Maybe that's why I haven't done it. Because like in Zelda, it works because it's just like you move around all the items. It's like Dark Souls randomizers too.
Yeah, that's.
You don't know different bosses give you different things now.
Yeah, I mean. They could do some wacky stuff, like maybe you get different mumbo transformations, or they're like, hey, you know what the
but don't you need certain mumbo transformations to like beat stuff? What if you just don't get the right ones?
I guess what I'm saying is like, what if they just gave you access to just random stuff and see what happened? Like, oh man, on the Egyptian level, you get the bee transformation, right? You fly around the desert, being like, pew, pew, pew.
Probably randomize the levels, maybe like go to certain levels early. I don't know. Maybe it's like Mario 64 or Mario 64, and you kind of have to do it in certain order.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's worth a shot early. Even if it doesn't work out, you at least get some wacky stuff.
What game is your what game do you think you put the most time into in 2020 here?
Man, it's probably either League of Legends or WoW, which is not surprising.
I've seen a lot of people playing League of Legends again. That game just keeps trucking, man.
Yeah, it's addicting. It's just a drug, and you win, you get your hit of like, oh, I won, and then you lose, and you're like, God, I need to play another one so I can win, and the loop continues. Yeah, and then you just yell at people. It's not really a fun experience. Well, it's fun, but it's not like, fun. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's I don't play too many of those games anymore. Like the games that that require you to win to get dopamine.
Yeah.
I just like playing the games that either give it to me or doing role play nonsense.
You make your own fun.
Role play games are always fun because then at least when you lose, usually you kind of did it on purpose.
Yeah.
It's like when you're role playing as a kid, it's just imagination. You're like playing cops and robbers with guns and stuff. You're like pow pow. If your friend doesn't like fall over, then like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So like in role play, it's always just like, oh no, Crendor, you got me. Oh. I'm doing the elevator.
I guess it is.
I'm dead.
No.
Just kidding.
Whoa. Yeah, it's I always like role playing games, especially if it's like a bunch of people or like a role play server and stuff like that. That's always fun.
I'd play League of Legends if I could role play, just walk around as Cho'Gath.
That was like,
this is my jungle. Get out of my jungle, you damn kids. That's sign me the hell up, man.
Do you remember the game Reign of Kings?
Reign of Kings, yes, but I haven't played that in a good minute.
That was one of my favorite games to play just from like role playing purposes.
Mm-hmm. WoW is actually a pretty fun game to role play.
Yeah.
It's a text-based role play game, obviously, but you can have some fun in this place.
Yeah, you could have a lot of fun in this. I mean, there's people on like Moonguard and all these role play servers that do a lot of role playing and not just erotic role play. Sometimes you just you go to the basement of an inn and you see a druid and you see a worgen, but other times you see
what role playing really is, like people, because I think a lot of people don't really get it because they're like, I don't understand, what is it?
You're playing a role.
Yeah, you're playing a role. It's how wrestling's fake.
Mm-hmm.
As you can do that with anything, and then and that's the truth. Is like friends plus multiplayer. That's a recipe for a good game no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And so it's the difference between like trying to play a game the way it's supposed to be played versus trying to play a game where you and your friends just mess around,
Yeah. No.
Oh, sweet. Our feast is ready for us.
Yeah, the feast is ready. We didn't have this last time.
Have we ever had a Thanksgiving special where we actually had a feast?
I don't think we have. This is what I'm saying. This is why we had to redo it.
Can you pass the sweet potatoes?
Yes, I can pass sweet potatoes. Let me just... There we go. Yep, there we go. Oh,
thank you.
Yep. Let me just... Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I put cranberry on my thing.
Oh, do you have cranberries? I could go for some cranberries.
Yeah, Jimmy, just... Yeah, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, but can you give me a
where's
sweet
the turkey?
potato?
Is it over there?
Yeah, turkey's over there.
Don't get up. I'll get up.
All right,
get the turkey for
that's
us.
fine. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like how you jump out of the chair.
Oh, wait,
imagine getting out of chairs in real life. That's how you get in and out of them.
Hey, I'm gonna get some of the stuffing over here. I'll throw that over.
Yeah, I'll throw you a turkey.
Oh, thank you.
Catch the turkey.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Let me just. Let me just sit back over here. Here you go. Yeah, but like I like role playing games. It is pretty fun. It's Reign of Kings was really fun for me because everybody's role playing like medieval things, and so we were always doing like I forgot what we did, but I remember we lived next to this guy that was trying to be a hobbit, and he would always snitch on us. Like we'd be like, oh, we got to try to take down the Viking leaders that are looking over us because they're trying to steal all our stuff, and then he would be like, they're trying to steal from you, my lords, and they'd be like, well, let's go pay them a visit. We'd be like, God damn it, hobbit. Just shut up. So we tried to steal from him as well. We never did. It's a good time. I'm trying to... There's like GTA roleplay, but it seems
I do a lot of that, and it is challenging, Crendor, because given what GTA is, a lot of the roleplay just from the get-go ends up being like violent and conflict.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you're role playing with people you don't know, if you try to role play conflict or violence, then you don't really know if the other person is kind of like a dick or not.
Yeah.
So you can just assume they're in character, but when your only encounters with a human being are just like them being rude to you, it's kind of hard to have like a positive, vibe on them,
Yeah.
And so much of the GTA roleplay I've done over the last 2 years has been very like, a lot of it's fun. I meet great people, but there's so many people that just kind of come in and are just like, they just RP the asshole, I guess,
Some people, well, I think a lot of people don't even really get into the role play. They just do it because it's a popular thing to do. And so they just join in and they kind of just play like a weird hybrid version of themselves, but they're also trying to be funny at the same time. So there's like...
Yeah, that's a big problem with role playing is when people role play as themselves. Because when you role play as yourself, instead of role playing as somebody else, anything that happens to your character it kind of tricks your mind. It makes it feel like it happened to you, so it becomes personal. Like if somebody does something to your character, you take it personal. Whereas in proper role play, you're supposed to distance that self. You play a character and stuff that happens to them, you shouldn't get upset. You should go, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to my character.
Yeah.
Like if you get run over by a car, you shouldn't be panicking because it ruins your story. You should go, oh my God, my poor character just got run over. And he's got to go to the hospital,
No, it definitely makes sense. Because I feel like, even with like Among Us, so many people get mad in Among Us. Have you ever played it?
Oh, I mean, I played a lot of Trouble in Terrorist Town like 5 years ago, which is effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
And I look at Among Us and I go, I'm ready to play Among Us 6 months from now, once everyone's done playing the game and ready to play, just messing about.
Yeah.
Because every round we play, Crendor, I'm going to say that I'm the murderer, whether I'm the murderer or not, because it's very fun if everyone just suspects me. If I get ejected from the ship and I'm innocent, I'm going to giggle. I think that's amusing, right?
Oh, yeah, it's the wild card play. That's how I play it. I do that anyway, just because people will be like, they get really
Act
into
hyper
it, like really
suspicious
serious.
the whole time.
Yeah, that's how I played Secret Hitler. Remember that game?
Yep.
Yeah,
any game where you play those games where somebody is the bad guy, I like role playing as the bad guy right from the get-go, because usually that gives me a ton of information of what's actually going on. You know?
Or like
and then
when people start accusing me and I'm innocent, I'll just be like, oh man, you got me. And then they vote me out and they're just like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. When you act super guilty in those games, it makes it really hard for other people to play around you. And then when it is your turn to be the guilty one and you're acting guilty, you're just acting the same way you always do.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, when people are tryharding those games, dude, and you're acting guilty, you throw them off so much that it becomes real easy to figure out who actually is the murderer and who isn't murderers, because they're not really used to that. And if you're in a group of people where everyone's behaving like that, then you have lots of fun.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually know what's going on.
No, I agree. I love it. I used to, when we'd play Secret Hitler, every round, it became my meme. I would be like, everybody would be like, I think Crendor might be. And I'd be like, here's the thing. I'm a liberal. And I would just do that every round. And they're like, he says it every round. And I'm like, am I wrong? And they're like, sometimes, yeah. But, you get in people's mind because they look for those subtleties, right? Like if somebody's always like, all right, come on, guys, let's work together, do this thing. And then one round, they're just not saying anything. It's like, that's weird. Normally they're going like, it becomes obvious how to spot those types of people.
And for me, it's one of those, I've played the game 1,000 times. So now I have no interest in playing the game. I want to play the meta game. Yeah. And the meta game is it's far more fun to watch other people make mistakes than for me to be right.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm the one potentially causing the mistake. Like here's a story in roleplay I love. Once upon a time, I used to tell a lie that there was a badger at the park that was biting people. And so I would just go around town telling everyone there's a badger at the park biting people. There was no badger at the park biting people. But later that day, I showed up at the hospital. 3 separate people were there for badgers that bit them. So like the rumor had gone around the town so much that people started going to the park, then pretending they got bit by badgers, and then showing up to the hospital. And I was like, this is hilarious. This is exactly what I mean. When the bullshit comes alive, that's
Spoke
beautiful.
it into existence.
You see, I keep watching people play Among Us, and I keep watching it evolve in that people are bored not no longer playing the base game and now playing like the game around the game.
Yeah. They're either playing the game around the game, they're like trying to role play and like change it up, or they're like the super try hard people. But I can't stand when it gets that sweaty where they're just like, "Oh, what task did you do?" And they're like, "I was doing this," and they're like, "Well, if that's the case, you would have taken 8 seconds to get there. I saw you for it would be 5 seconds in that case." And then blah blah. And it's like, geez, I don't care.
Yeah, but see, those players don't stand a chance against players that are just don't care.
Oh yeah.
Because if you ask me like, oh, what thing you're doing, I will literally respond, I'm not sure. I don't remember what I was doing. I autopilot this game. What do you want from me?
Oh yeah, no, that's the wild card mentality. Like even me, sometimes being bad at the game already makes me a wild card. Like when I was walking around and chat, I look over and they're like, "Crendor, how'd you miss that dead body?" And I was like, "Dead body? What?" And then they're like, "Oh my god, you walked over another one." And I was like, "What?" And then someone's like, "Guys, I saw Crendor walk over 2 dead bodies." And I was like, "I don't even know what I'm doing. I didn't see him." And everyone's like, "All right, send them out." And they're like, "Wait, it wasn't him." And I'm like, "I told you. I'm just
absolutely.
Bad.
Like I would see bodies and I would not call that in.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, you might go, well, gonna make you really suspicious. And I go, yes, but that's the fun part. Because if I can convince you to not shoot me into space when I've done something that's super guilty, that's great.
Yeah, because then
that's
they're always going to be questioning you, like every round.
Yep.
So it's that's my favorite way to go into those games too. So I'm hoping to play some more. We just started a big group of people, and I'm like, oh man. Most of these people have no idea what they're about to get into if I'm in the game. So I'm ready. It's
also isn't it more fun to just have everyone always think you're guilty? Because then it makes those rounds where you're innocent, you still feel like you're guilty.
Yeah. No, that's very true. And
it's like playing I see people like want to leave games so they can play more rounds as murderer, and I'm like, yeah, but just pretend you're the murderer, and it's like 95% of the fun.
Yeah. Especially when my favorite would be when you're the murderer and everyone starts accusing like someone that's not the murderer, and then I'm like, dude, yeah, it's definitely that guy. Like, he's not talking at all. And then someone else will start talking about your partner or whatever, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I think they might be the murderer as well. So I'm like, if you start defending them, like, no, I don't think it's them, and then they get voted out, they'll be like, you defended him. But, like, if I'm always like, oh, that guy, even though you're with them, and you're like, oh, yeah, I don't think it's them, they're going to be like, oh, well, I mean, you know, he voted against the murderer, so, like, I don't think he's the murderer. It's all the mind games, dude.
It's all about the mind games. It's too much fun not to play like that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you play to win, and you just win as like the killer in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, unless you get a really good win where everyone goes, "Oh my god, I can't believe it was you." Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're winning as like, we all knew it was Sam. That's like, good job, Sam. You walked around, you pushed a button on people, and we all made a mistake because Crendor tricked us.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is Crendor ended up being the most exciting thing in the game. We all got fooled by Crendor. That's why it's always, and the more people that play like that, the more crazy fun it gets too.
Yeah.
Because it just gets so confusing.
Yeah. No, I love that. I agree. It reminds me one time when we played Secret Hitler with Jesse and TB and all those guys. I remember I got, like, right away, I had the opportunity to like screw Jesse over because I got like a bad card, and so I put it down, and I was like, I was already like one of the whatever, I think I was a fascist or whatever, and so I'm like, oh my god, come on, Jesse, like, you're gonna give me this card? And he was just like, what? So like instantly I was like, I want to see if I can just set him up right away just to like play around. And it worked, and everyone was like, yeah, it sounds like something he'd do. And he was like freaking out, like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. And I was like, yeah, oh man, well, oh well. And I won the round. So it's like, you just gotta have a fun time. Just goof around. Don't take it seriously. Just don't take it too serious.
So have you got to do anything neat this year? We've kind of mostly been like stuck indoors. Have you done anything new or neat this year that you only did because, you know, COVID's happening? Something you would have done only because the way the year's gone.
Um, let's see. That's a good question.
Like a new hobby, a new movie, maybe you started doing something new at home, and the only reason is because, you know,
Um,
you and me are kind of homebodies, so I don't know if you relate to this. Like I was already kind of already
yeah,
in
that's
my
the
home
thing
a
is
lot,
like
so
the only thing that really happened was like I used to like a lot of times I'd go walk around like the mall or walk around stuff, and then I stopped doing that, and everything got shut down, and then it was just I don't know. I'd go to the gym, but I still go to the gym and wear a mask. The thing is, like when I go to the gym, there's like 7 people there, so it's not like it's a packed gym or anything.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like, I guess it used to be more crowded, so I guess now it's just less crowded, but and they got to spray everything down. But honestly, I like that anyway. It's like, everything's cleaner now. So that's
Yeah.
good. But I mean, outside of that, I just stream, make videos. It's like nothing really changed. I just, get food. Except instead of when I pick my food up, I just put a mask on, and then I'm like, I'm here for my food, and then I leave. So I don't know. Honestly, yeah, nothing, nothing crazy. I think the people that get most affected by it, like I know Jesse, he's really affected by it because he's like, he loves to travel. He's extrovert. He likes to talk to people. So like, he can't travel. He can't like go out a lot. So he's always stuck at home. So I think it affects those people the most. Well, with me, I'm like, I hate traveling. If I didn't have to travel ever again, I would be okay.
Yeah, it's weird because like I was gonna do 2 conventions this year. I was gonna do TwitchCon Amsterdam and the other TwitchCon, for some reason I've kind of enjoyed not going anywhere this year because I'm just an introvert who hates to travel. So I don't have any FOMO because all the events were canceled. So I'm just like, all right, it's a wash. I gotcha.
Like even
a holiday time is super easy mode. It's like I don't have to do anything.
Oh yeah,
nothing to do. It's just like all right.
Yeah, it's a lot less stressful. Even even BlizzCon, we'd always go to BlizzCon, and I'm like, I'm kind of excited. It's online this year. Don't have to like do anything. It's like a nice break. And then
I'm thinking we should do this. Maybe every like 5 years we just skip a year collectively.
Yeah,
just. Wouldn't everybody just like that free year? And in that year, there's no expectations, nothing cool happens.
Yeah, I mean,
God,
honestly, it's not too bad. And even we went to Disneyland earlier this year. Like it was in February, right before everything got shut down. So I was like, I mean, we still got to go to Disneyland this year. So I mean, still good.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got to see like most of my family all at the beginning of the year, right before this all happened. Even my brother who lives in Australia, he came to visit in Canada right at the beginning of the year. So
there's still part of me that's actually kind of skeptical if I got it or not. I'm not like.
What do you mean? You thought you had it and then you just didn't notice?
Possibly. Well, let me give you a little story. I talked about this on Cox and Crendor, but I can tell on this now. So back in February when we went to Disneyland, I look at the news and it's like the first cases in America have been reported in O'Hare Airport and John Wayne, Orange County Airport. And I was like, that's weird. That's the airport we just traveled to and from. And then in Disneyland, they were doing Chinese New Year. So there was a lot of just foreign people there walking around like celebrating. And they were like, all right, but like, don't they have like COVID right now? And then everyone's like, no, it's going to be fine. And I was like, all right, yeah, it'll be fine. But there was like a lot of sick people there. And I mean, a lot of them probably could have just had colds or whatever, but it's still kind of looking back on it now. I'm like, I mean, they could have had it. I don't know. And then that's not even like the most concerning thing. The most concerning part was about 7 or 8 days after we got back, my neck just kind of like swelled up, not like mono or something swollen, but it just kind of got really like it's fighting off something. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, usually when you get something like that, it's just like an asymptomatic virus. Your body just fights it off well enough that it's just, that's all that happens. And I had it for 2 weeks. And normally when I get anything like that, it's like maybe like 4 or 5 days maximum. But it was legit 2 weeks, and then I was fine, and I was like, huh, that was really weird. I never had anything like that before. And then like months later, all this started, and I was like piecing it all together. I'm like, could I have had it? So I asked my doctor again. He's like, yeah, possibly.
Did it ever feel like you lost your sense of taste?
No, I didn't have any of that, but I did have. I just had my neck swelled up, and that was it. It was really weird. But like, I've legit never had anything like that happen before, like ever. Outside
we've
of
had cases
mono.
swelling up in Toronto, and I've just been like hyper safe again. But me and Megan have been super safe pretty much all year.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the only thing you can do. But I always try to just ignore or like not talk about all that stuff anyway, just because most people, I feel like when they watch something like this or me or whatever, they're trying to escape from it, right? That's what I always think too.
Yep, I've pretty much taken the same vein of it.
Yeah, because it's like
I only brought it up because this is our yearly podcast, and we're just kind of talking about. We end up talking about life most of the time, you know.
Yeah. No, it's
that and random podcast questions.
Yeah. Yeah, and I only brought it up because it was just it tied into my Disneyland story I brought up, so I just thought it was a thing.
What was the best ride at Disneyland?
I really like the soaring ride. Have you ever
soaring ride?
Have you ever have you ever been to Disneyland? I imagine you have.
Yeah, I've been a few times. Probably haven't been in like 10 years or so as like I've probably been as an adult.
Yeah. It's
the soaring ride.
It's a ride where you sit on this kind of really long like airplane thingy, and then the guy that's like who's like the really buff guy in a wheelchair and Family Guy, and he's in a bunch of other stuff too. I forget his name, but he's got that like, hey, it's me, like type of voice. He plays in Emperor's New Groove. He's Kronk.
He's Kronk,
Yeah, he's that guy. And so he's like, buckle up your seatbelts. You're getting ready for a ride. That thing, and you're like, all right. And then you get on, and there's like this giant screen, and it's like you're soaring over the world. You go over like all the different continents. You see like penguins. You see stuff, and they spray smells at you. So you're like, ooh, it smells like grass. It's like smelling candles or something. And it's just like, whoa, and you soar over it, and then you end flying over Disneyland, and it's like, pew, 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 and all the fireworks go off, and you're like, wow, that was fun. I don't know, I just really like it. I'm also very, like, atmospheric, sensory, heavy person, so I really like things where I'm like, wow, nah, I'm in this climate. Wow, nah, I'm in this climate. Wow, nah, I'm in this, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Disney's always done cool new rides like that. They have a really good diversity with their rides.
Yeah.
Like just so many different types of rides. My favorite is always that Pirates of the Caribbean one. When I was a kid, there was no line for it. And so me and my mom went on it like 4 or 5 times. And so I had immediately had like rapid nostalgia because like you go on this ride that sings a song that's just a looping song of yo ho ho ho, a pirate's life to be, and it's got drops and spooky things, and it's the type of ride where every time you go on it, there's something new to look at because all the scenes are so full with animatronic puppets and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I love that ride too.
I did that 5 times in a row with my mom, and I was just like, all right, I guess that's my favorite ride ever because now anytime I go to the park, I'm like, well, that's the ride I want to do.
Yeah, we actually went on that like when they were about to close. It was like getting close to midnight. We were like, dude, Pirates of the Caribbean has no lines. So we just went on. That was fun.
It's not the most exciting ride. It's just, you know, you're on a boat and it's like one drop or so, but it's a type of ride I like, you know. It's a simple one.
Those are my favorite rides. I like simple rides that have like a little story behind them. You know, it's like you go on a little adventure.
Do we have to jump?
Yeah, I think we gotta jump to get past this. Oh wait, actually, maybe we can go around the
See, like can we Assassin's Creed it? Is there a bush we can jump into?
Oh, there's a pole.
Like if you land in the bush, you're safe.
Like if we jump on this pole. Hold on, I'm gonna take a wind up.
Okay.
Just
and make the jump. Nice. All right, you're gonna have to catch me though.
Yeah, I'll catch you. All right.
Okay, ready? 3,
Yep, I'm ready.
2, 1. Oh. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right. Yep. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you're gonna catch me though, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh shit! Oh no!
Ah, jeez. You're good.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Died.
oh no.
You got any magic to revive me?
Let's see. I have.
Oh, good. That worked.
Oh,
okay,
thank
good.
God. That
Good
was.
thing you got that Tauren magic.
I had that or lightning bolt.
Oh, we're both shamans. Weren't we both shamans last time too?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
we're gonna
why.
avoid these guys, by the way. They don't look.
Oh yeah, we gotta stealth it up. Assassin's Creed. I really like Indiana Jones too. It's another one of those rides. It's a little more crazy, but still fun.
Man, Disney owns everything, dude.
They really do. They own. They even own ESPN. They own like.
They own ESPN?
Yeah. Because they own
ridiculous.
ABC, they own ESPN, and the ESPN's with ABC, and they like own all these networks. They own a bunch of stuff you wouldn't even think they own. They actually owned Maker Studios for a while. So my paychecks were like from YouTube were like paid to by Disney. And I was like, that's kind of neat. But then I didn't want them to take a cut of my money anymore for doing nothing.
For doing that.
So I stopped that. Let's see who. Uh oh.
Come on, get out of here, you. I'll use my magic.
Yeah, get him out of here. Walt Disney Company owns ESPN, ABC, Lifetime History, A&E, and FX.
This is when the ghost part starts.
And Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm. Uh oh, yeah, this is a ghost part.
This is the ghost part.
Yeah, I could walk around Mulgore until then. Oh boy. All right. Let's
Matt, do we walk as ghosts still?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, speaking of Tarn, I just did the Tarn heritage armor thing, which is like you have to get exalted, and then they give you a little storyline based on your lore.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to Cairn Bloodhoof, and he's like, "Come with me," and you go down to Bloodhoof Village or near there, and you like smoke some, Tarn weed, and then you're like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "Here's an eagle," and the eagle's like, "Follow me," and you follow it, and the Stone Talon Mountains, and then it's like, "Oh, there's Dementors here," like it's literally Dementors from Harry Potter, and then you're like, "Uh-oh, the Dementors must be attacking Tarn Mill." And you go here, and then, or not Thunder Bluff. And then you get there, it's all foggy and Mulgore, and then you fight them all off, and then they're like, "This is what it's like to be a Taran, and you don't want to..." It's like you don't kill them, you like capture them, and they're like, "We don't want to kill things, we just want to whatever." And then they're like, "Ah, yes, Bane Bloodhoof," and then his parents show up, and then Karen's like, "Dude, mother, father, what are you doing here?" And then they're like, "You've done well." And then they're like, "This Taran's cool, make him an honorary Taran." You're like, "Wow." And then he's like, "Me and my father used to go up on that mountain over there." And you got to go up to the mountain, there's like a little thing, and you put some offering there, and then you smoke some more weed, and then you're good.
So we did a quest where you smoked weed with
yeah,
Mr. Bloodhoof.
yeah. And then it made me think,
You
and I
didn't
was
really
like,
do anything, technically. You were just smoking weed. Like, those events didn't really happen.
it's very possible,
right?
like extremely possible, but
Because that's the way that quest. I don't know. I haven't done the quest, but the way you're implying it is you and which Bloodhoof is it? The son?
Yeah.
Kane?
Karen, yeah.
Karen? You smoke some weed with him, and then you have a vision quest, so you don't even do any of that. So literally, this quest is just you go smoke Tauren weed, unlock something. That's a good quest.
Yeah, and it made me realize that they need to have a Tarn expansion.
A Tauren expansion? I mean, they get Pandas one. Why not?
Yeah, like you can go to the Great Plains, find the Earth Mother. Everybody starts smoking, seeing like crazy spiritual stuff.
I still think we need gnome stuff over all of that. Like,
they just had Mechagon.
Yeah, but I never liked the way they did gnome stuff. They just keep double downing on the mech stuff.
Yeah, that's true. They really do.
It got weird in Wrath, I think, when we had like the robot people, and the robot people made the flesh people.
Yeah.
Is that like the lore?
Yeah, and now there's like with Mechagon and everything, you go find King Mechagon, and then there's like the whole like you can be a mecha gnome now. So there's like the mecha gnomes are like, "We do not have the curse of flesh," and you're like, "Oh, okay." So it is.
So like, just I'm probably wrong. There's people in the comments arguing, but I'm just going to say this anyway because you're just going to say yeah. That means gnomes are basically just robots, robot Pinocchios, right? Like if you play a gnome in this game, you're basically just a Pinocchio where you became a real gnome, a real boy, because you have the curse of flesh, you know.
Yeah, but then, or wait, what came first, the gnome or the mecha gnome?
Wasn't it the mecha gnome?
I thought.
And then
gnomes
like
came
the old gods, or not the old gods, the Titans, like made them flesh or something.
I don't know. That's actually.
I don't know, dude. This lore is I've done these quests a lot, and I still don't know what's going on in this world.
They've also retconned so much lore too.
Oh,
Actually, yeah, we've Shadowlands came out since since we last did this one. And here's the thing I realized that I like from classic WoW compared to modern WoW, and that's I don't like modern WoW's stories and storytelling. It's so linear. It's very like character heavy without a lot of cool characters.
Well, that nails it. Like classic WoW, you didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Like character wise, you didn't know nothing.
Yeah. And it was like you went on all these little adventures. So there wasn't like this overarching story. Yeah, you were the story. So it was like you were becoming the adventure. You're going out to all these lands and like discovering things and meeting people, and you're like, whoa, Thrall. But you didn't know Thrall had like this big backstory. You're just like, it's Thrall.
World of Warcraft just became the very standard video game template of just go do adventures with action hero characters, you know?
Yeah, it's become very heavily just action hero. Like, you need to go save the world, and then you're like, you saved the world again, but now you gotta save the world again.
Yeah, it's the problem with you keep trying to one-up yourself with more epic moments rather than just letting the world speak for itself. You know, like players don't actually want the epic moments. You know, the epic moments happen no matter what. You know, like if you take 30 people and you make them run up against a boss 10 times, they die 10 times, and the 11th time they win. That's an epic moment.
Yeah,
those are the moments everybody remembers. Nobody's gonna remember your cutscene. Nobody's gonna remember the super cool cutscene moment with Illidan. That stuff. Not unless you're a super big Illidan fan. Nobody's remembering that stuff.
No. If anything, it's like the Mancrick's wives. You know, where it's just some random quest where some dude's wife is just dead by quillboars. You gotta be like, hey, your wife died, and he's like, nah. But he's like, you know, it's such a powerful thing. It became such a powerful meme that it became its own lore, even though it was just some little side quest they threw in there.
Yeah.
It's the whole point is like people like to make their own fun, so just allow people to make their own fun.
That's the secret to game development right now that we see more and more because of early access. If you create a multiplayer platform with just fun tools for friends to have fun in, you don't even need to make the gameplay. You don't need to make the rules and the world and code all that stuff. That's why I think role playing is so huge, and why I keep putting more and more focus as a creator towards it, because at just that fundamental level of having fun with friends, role play lets you do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know, like it's because you could just take a bunch of your friends and just be like, hey, what if instead of playing WoW, we all just made Taurens and then pretended to be Taurens, and then we didn't even really care about the quests. We just walked around that day doing things as Taurens. Come on, Crendor. We must make our way through the Shadow Realms to find our ancient spirit path, where we may connect with the Iron Boar to learn the secret of your father's demise.
My God.
My God.
My God. I need more tar and weed.
We need tar and weed. We shall talk to our chieftain. He is the best supplier, I have heard.
Here's the thing, right? Like, with the whole storyline, like, dude, we gotta go rescue Anduin, then Sylvanas has got him, and, like, there's this...
No, we
like,
don't.
If they made a story, and it was an entire raid, an entire expansion, and it was just, we need to find our tar and weed, I'd probably have more fun trying to get that.
I would have more fun, yeah.
Yeah, and all the characters like they're like, I want the tar and weed, and it's like, you're not getting the tar and weed, and Anduin's just like freaking out. He's like, give me the goddamn tar and weed. He starts killing the tar, and they're like, yo, we gotta back off, man. Everyone starts freaking out. That'd be a crazy story. And everybody's trying to get something.
That's the story of my old dumb cartoon, Unforgotten Realms. It was, we have to get Grandma the magic herb, and the herb is weed. So this entire story is, we just have to go get Grandma's weed. It's never said like that. It's never presented like that. But if you actually reflect and look at what the story is, that's what that is. Imagine if we had an entire WoW expansion where they never really explain the whole entire expansion is to just acquire the weed for the Tauren chieftain so you can have a vision that solves everything. But that was the storyline. That's glorious.
I'd love it.
That's what I'd want to do.
And here's the thing, it'd probably be better lore than what they currently got. I mean, even with like a lot of the things, they'll be like, oh, we rescue the Cairn from the thing, or Bane Bloodhoof, I don't remember which one. And then he just like sits there on the floor. Like, we just rescued him, and then he just sits there. It's like, why even have him as a character?
There's no slice of life. Like, how the hell am I supposed to care about any of these characters when the only time I hang out with them is like in battles or CGI fights?
Yeah.
Like, you know, if me and Sylvanas just got to hang out and smoke weed, where's that daily? Where's the daily where you just go hang out with, you know, some characters and you do nothing?
You go out with the Bronzebeards, you just have a drinking contest.
And then Bronzebeard tells you a joke, and you're just like, that's the bit. You got to laugh at his joke.
Yeah, you got to laugh at his joke. And then one day, he opens up to you, and he's like, I don't think I'm cut out. He's dead.
That's the story, right? Imagine if you were doing this daily, and it's the best daily to get because it's super easy. All the other dailies you got to do shit, but this daily is you just go to Ironforge, you meet up with Bronzebeard, you just have to do like an emote where you drink with them, and he tells you a joke. You don't even have to stay and listen to it. You already completed the daily, but he might tell you a joke. So sometimes you're like, I don't want to listen to all the jokes. But the 30th time you do that quest, he's fucking dead. That's upsetting. I now care about this. Who murdered this man? We're getting to the bottom of this. They don't do that. Yeah. They never do that. They just make us always go do the next action hero part instead of the slices life. Let's hang out with the characters part.
Yeah, it's literally just become Marvel's World of Warcraft.
It is. Actually, before Marvel existed, World of Warcraft was the Avengers, essentially. By the time we were in Alduar, we were Avengers.
Oh my god, I just realized there's a... Whoa, I gotta keep going there. There's a quest when you join the Night Fae, one of the Covenants, where they put on a play. And so it's all these fairies and people putting on this play, and they describe all the BFA and Legion lore. And it's literally them just bashing their own lore, and it's amazing. It's on my YouTube channel. It's just called... What do I call it? It's called like BFA Legion... Real story lore. Just look in my last like 5 videos, you'll find it, or Google that. And they put on this play, and so you get to be part of the play. So it's like, oh, bring out the globe of Azeroth. So you bring it out, and then some guy like fairy flies in and stabs it with a big sword made of cardboard, and he's like, I'm Sargeras. And someone in the audience is like, wow, why did he stab such a random place? Why didn't he stab like a major city? And they're like, yeah, that's dumb. It's so good. It's literally just Blizzard making fun of their own shit. Yeah. I loved it. Oh my god.
It's hard. It's because the thing is, we preach about this, but then when you actually try to put it into gameplay, most people don't even read the quests a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know? Most players just go from objective to objective because they're just looking for dopamine of give me more points to fill up more bars to acquire more shiny things.
Yeah.
That allow me to acquire other points and bars faster. You know, it's.
Yeah. That's very true.
I just think if you make it so all the dopamine comes in those slice of life moments, then I'll actually care when you do stuff to the characters. Okay?
Yeah. It's I don't know. It feels they need more depth to the characters. They just need more like character development. That's what it feels like to me. Like, you know, you just want to sit down with
make
like
movies. Honestly, like if they just had like a Sylvanas movie, like what if it was coming out on Netflix as the expansion was coming out, then maybe I'd care more about doing stuff. You know, it's like I thought Overwatch was going to do that. I thought they were going to make like a fancy like show for their characters because they seem to be like really setting up their characters for that, but then they just didn't do anything with their characters.
Like, what if you just sit down with Thrall and he's like, you know what? I don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? You're Thrall. And he's like, I just want to like move to Mulgore and like smoke tar and weed.
Well, dude, we do quests where you have to do like slices life stuff, like farming and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I want to see it more tied in together. So I, you know.
Yeah. No, I like that too. It's one of those things where at first they made a lot of questing to just mask the grinding. So they're like, oh, this is old man Jenkins. He wants you to go kill 10 boars because they're eating all his grubs, when really it's just go grind, idiot. But here's a reason to.
Yeah.
And now it's just questing's gotten so much better, but like with that, it's gotten a little too good for its own, too good for its own
I just
good.
don't think this is the game for the story that you might want to see. You know? Because honestly, I don't think there's anything they could really change. The other thing too is, Crendor, I don't think you can really change something too much once a community has been built around it.
Oh yeah.
Like I know as a player that all the stuff we're talking about, that if you actually went and applied it to World of Warcraft, the player base would be like, "What are you guys doing? You knew how to do quests, and now you do these quests where we stand around and have to listen to jokes." I don't care about Brand's Bond beer. I want him to die so I can do the next dragon dungeon.
That's
But I'd love to see a game that is more just smoking weed and telling jokes with people.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
With NPCs.
That's true. Well, it's also the WoW community, so literally anything you do, nobody's gonna be happy.
Yeah. This is that's not a WoW community. That's big communities. Once you're in a big community, nobody can be happy.
Yeah, because there's always gonna be people that like it and people that don't like it. Like no matter what it is.
Yeah, the casuals want you making casual content, and the hardcores want you making hardcore content. And if you make both, they're both unhappy.
Although Blizzard did take my zombie dragon idea.
Did they make your zombie dragon?
Yeah, at the end of the new starting zone you can choose, you fight a zombie dragon.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and that was my whole thing in my fans ran WoW video, where it was like the guy just keeps wanting to add zombie dragons into the game.
Can we get up here, or are we trapped in this?
We might be trapped. We might. Oh.
Is this where we're gonna have to end our this special? Is trapped in a pit? That's very 2020.
It is.
Ah man, just trapped in this thing that destroyed the world during Cataclysm. That's...
Everybody always keeps being like, "Oh, when do you stop remaking all the World of Warcraft stuff?" And I was like, "I mean, Cataclysm." Nobody's like, "Man, you know what? I want to go back and play Cataclysm."
Cataclysm.
Yeah, like that was the point where all the Warcraft 3 lore ended, all the Arthas stuff, like everything, and I was just like, is Deathwing's here? And I was like,
Yeah, Cataclysm was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Because again, questing got better. Questing in Cataclysm was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
It was a very disjointed like thing, because you had to take portals everywhere. So that was kind of annoying.
Yeah, but also the thing is, like, it did reinvigorate the whole world. Like, suddenly there was new stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
When it used to be like, oh well, why would I go there? There's nothing in that place.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It did make
archaeology was cool for that too. Like, I liked archaeology because it was just like, hey, explore the world and get cool trinkets. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was cool. I mean, I do like a lot of those things. I think Draenor is probably the worst out of everything. Just because, well, to me it always interchanges between Cataclysm and Draenor. The only reason with Cataclysm is like there's such a gap between content from like the end of it. There's like Dragon Soul and then nothing. And Dragon Soul was already like, eh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge an expansion too much on that though, because if I did that, then things like the Burning Crusade kind of had the same problem. Like, I did 9 months of Black Temple raiding, you know, so it's... But Wrath kind of had that a little bit. Like, Trials of the Crusade felt like it was forever, because that's when they first introduced the whole, you get to do the same dungeon twice a week. And you're just like, but I was already doing it on alts. So now I do it 4 times. And everyone just did that. Everyone just was just suddenly like, yeah, well, I mean, the dungeon only takes like an hour, so why wouldn't we just run it 3 times today?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That felt long.
Yeah. It's, you know. Yeah. But I mean,
World of Warcraft is always this pretty good, consistent thing. You know what it's always been good at? Being a great single-player MMORPG.
that is
Like
true.
even when it was brand new, these type of games were old MMORPGs. The idea of leveling up by yourself completely defeated the purpose, right?
Yeah.
And then WoW kind of made it so it was, you could just play this game, and then you group up when you wanted to group up, but you could kind of do a lot of stuff by yourself. And they kind of keep just making it more that. Like now, you don't even really need to raid. You don't need to join a guild. Psh, they got like automatic raiding you can just sign up for and then not even do anything because it's so easy that everyone can just push buttons and win.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where a lot of people bash it and stuff, but then it's popular enough to where they keep putting it in because people keep doing it, which means that, there's plenty of people actually implementing it to the point where they got to keep doing it. Like, wow, this is making people play the game. So, I mean, that is very true. It's very, and it's easy to run on your computer. Like, you can run on any computer.
Yeah.
So, it's always been more of like
it's
the
no
casual...
RuneScape, but it's up there,
Yeah, it's always been more of the casual role-playing game. Where, like, that's what WoW was when it first came out. It's like, anybody can pick this game up. You can run it on your computer. Anybody can play it. It's simple. It's not like EverQuest where you die and you lose stuff or, all those games. It's literally just...
I got a question then for you, Crendor. Do you think we will see a World of Warcraft 2? Or will we only see an endless continuation of World of Warcraft?
That's a good question. That's one of those questions where, like, you hear that years ago and you're like, we gotta have WoW 2. But now I'm
There's
getting
gonna be
to
a WoW 2, but now with the way games work, we don't really make games like they actually come out with content updates. Like when a game comes out, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, but they better add new content in 6 weeks. Like,
yeah, I mean,
do you see WoW actually making a WoW 2, or are we gonna be doing this for the rest of our life? What do you think?
I feel like at this point, I don't think there's gonna be a WoW 2.
I don't think so.
I feel like they're just gonna keep making expansions, and the expansions will keep making the graphics better and the everything better. But like, yeah, at this point, like they're updating character models and everything. Like, there's really no reason to make a WoW 2.
Yeah.
And they've already showed, even with creating worlds and stuff, they don't really need to have a new expansion. Be like, we're going to Shadowlands or going to an entirely different area. It's just, hey, this is just in the game now. And you're like, oh, okay.
Now that's got to be scary because you know that they don't have an expansion plan for the next 50 years. But at some point, they're going to have to sit in a room and go, guys, we're going to need an expansion plan for the rest of our lives because we're just going to keep doing this, I think, forever. They must already be having that chat.
Yeah. I've always heard that they're like at least 2 expansions in by the current expansion release.
Yeah.
So like,
but I mean, like in terms of like a story, like that's why we got to give them a break on the story.
Yeah.
Because there are already so many seasons into the show after it should have ended that, and the reason why they're not ending it is because we all keep saying make more.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather we're at the point now where I'm like, I just want new characters and stuff. So I feel like they should just be like, Azeroth, you had fun. Wow, look at this. We're going this entirely new world or something.
Oh, we get on the spaceships that they made for fighting Legion.
Yeah, we just fly somewhere.
Draenei spaceships.
Yeah. And then we
that's
crash.
What we gotta do. We gotta destroy Azeroth so we can go somewhere else. Just blow up this world. We're done.
And we crash and we find some new place and all our gear is meaningless, so we all start at level 1 with no loot. And we start like we are now. It's like us new gear is all you can use. Oh god,
players will hate it.
I would love that, honestly. I think it'd be great.
I love it. It's fine. You can. You know what it is? It's in the spirit world, so you can't bring anything you take.
Yeah.
But you can start getting spirit gear, whole new inventory system. Coming 2032. You know what's fun, Crendor? And you should just do this more. At this point, because World of Warcraft is going to last forever, you really should just start recommending things.
Like what?
Like that, basically just predicting the future of World of Warcraft. Because essentially any even possibly good idea will get picked up. Eventually, like they're going to use it.
Oh, that's true. I mean, honestly, they've already picked up like 3 things I've recommended.
Yeah.
They picked up zombie dragons. They picked up the roller coaster.
It's like Simpsons did it, right? Anything
yeah.
you can think of is going to happen in World of Warcraft eventually now.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, did they take my idea, or did they just randomly come up with it, or maybe subconsciously they saw something I did or said and they put it in? Either way, I'm gonna take credit for it because it makes me feel good.
I mean, I think there's a lot of zombie dragons. I don't know if you get credit for zombie dragon.
Yeah, but if
you had to be more specific, like, you know, zombie dragon wearing a hat, you know, like a specific hat. And then if they did it, you'd be like, all right.
If I just pretend, like, hey, you know what? I think they did see
credit. Yeah. I'll start telling people that's because of Crendor. Like, I'm on board.
Thank you. I mean, I do have an in-game item.
Wait, you have an in-game item? You never told me that.
Yeah, they gave me one in Pandaria. I have the Great Belt of the Crendor.
Oh, look at that.
And,
see, now I want to go get that.
People usually send me a thing every, like, couple months. They're like, I bought it on the black market auction house. And I'm like, nice. I should probably get it.
Wait, they didn't give you one?
No.
What? How are they missing this really easy marketing thing where they give you the items so you tweet out the picture of the thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this did happen in Pandaria.
I guess they want you to earn it.
So,
you know?
Maybe. The ironic part was at the time I was playing a priest and they made it a plate item. And I was like, what?
Well, we weren't that. There wasn't that much consideration into it, okay, buddy?
No, it was just like,
they had a
just
plate item that they needed filled, and they named it after you.
Oh yeah, I already know. They were just like, hey, give some media people some items. We're like, just throw their names on some random shit. Like, there you go.
By the way, I got teleported back to the ghost lady.
What?
I know.
Well, that's an oof. That's a first. That's
a
holiday special first.
She made, yeah, it's like, look, it's not my fault. There's a button in the middle of the screen that if you click it, it teleports you back.
Yeah, I've been playing with the UI off, so I don't even see it.
Yeah, I had the UI off too, but I turned it on for a second, and my mouse was just right there, and I clicked, and I was like,
timing.
Yeah,
man,
it was unfortunate timing.
I was just seeing if I could get to the other end to see if you can get out, and can't get out. So maybe you can if you try hard enough, but I don't want to. So, and we're already like an hour and something. So
yeah, we're already like an hour in.
Yeah, either way, this was a good retake of the Thanksgiving.
I enjoy us
special.
doing this. This year we got to do it twice.
Yeah,
so it was fun.
Yeah, and I think this was a little better than the last one, honestly.
This one I think was higher spirits.
Yeah, I think so too.
Not that the last one was sad or anything, but the last one was more real, and this time it was more, yeah, we're talking about fun stuff.
Yeah, aside from the one COVID bring up, but
oh yeah, that was your fault.
That was, yeah, and
group fault.
And you know what? I'm still being safe. I wear my mask. I don't go around looking at any doorknobs or anything. I'm not like, I probably had it. I'm still, I'm still cautious.
Mm-hmm.
So
good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? Just stay safe, everybody. We're gonna be back next year. We're gonna have some fun, and I need to come full circle. So my favorite cheese is Munster.
Ooh, I'm a big fan of Brie, but ooh, okay,
yeah,
okay. Last thing before we go, Crendor, can we have a prediction for next year that I can then look up because it's at the end of the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Name predict something that you think might come true, or just predict something and we'll just see if it's true next time.
Okay, all right.
And then, because here's the thing, if we don't remember, someone in the comments will remember, and then we'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, that prediction, that was funny.
All right. So, Overwatch 2 will be being played.
Oh.
Yep.
By the next time we do this, you think it's gonna be being played?
Yep. I think that'll be being played. I think Burning Crusade Classic will be out.
Okay, this time next year?
Yep. By this time next year.
All right.
And if it's not out, it'll be coming out like in a month or something. It's gonna be really
Dude, when it comes out, that's when I make WoW videos again, because I'm just gonna remaster my old bits. I'm gonna do Pepitos 2 and Jimmy the World of Warcraft.
Remaster your old stuff.
I just want them because they're not in like high quality, and I'm like sick of like watching the bit back in 360p.
I've actually contemplated like remastering some of my old things too, and like spicing them up a little bit, doing videos.
Spice them up.
And here's the thing: people won't even know.
Putting in effort into them. Oh my god!
Things like people won't even know because all the time people are like, you should make a pointless top 10 about lighthouses. And I'm like, I've literally done that before. So, like, if I just remake an old video, nobody's going to even, they won't even question it. It'll be one guy, I'll be like, didn't you make this before? And I'll be like, no. I'll be like, all right. So it's
see, I always wanted to do that with the Jimmy the World of Warcraft story, but I'm always was like, I'll do it when they remaster it, once they go to Burning Crusade, and it's relevant, because then it will be funny when everyone is doing the Dalaran and Shathra quests. That the jokes I did now land again. Doing it before then doesn't make sense because no one will be. Those quests won't be relatable. The jokes won't relate.
Oh my god, that's genius. I love it. So yeah, maybe you'll get a Jimmy remake in there.
Well, we'll see. There might be one coming up next year if this prediction comes true there, Crendor.
Yeah. And one final prediction. I need one final prediction here. I'm going to say that the next World of Warcraft expansion will not be announced yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be another underwater expansion? Will they do it again?
No, because...
How many years till an underwater expansion?
I hope never.
But no, dude, they will run out of stuff. Eventually they will go, we think we can do it better, and they will try to do another underwater expansion.
Oh my god, you're right.
They will do the World of Warcraft Atlantis one.
I hate the... Oh, hey, you found me. What about, do you think they're going to make World of Warcraft or Blizzard Among Us?
Blizzard Among Us.
Walk around as like
no, come on,
Blizzard
doesn't make new games anymore. That company's gone.
That's true.
We just have the current Blizzard games, and that's what we're gonna get. Apparently, we're getting a new Diablo, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm still excited for a new Diablo. I like Diablo.
We'll see. I'm gonna see.
We'll see.
What if it's just a reskin of Diablo 3 and they've been tricking us this whole time?
We've worked hard for years on this reskin of Diablo. It's just Skyrim again. Like they just.
I
keep
like Diablo
selling
3, so I'm down for this.
Yeah. No, I love Diablo 3 too. I hope. I mean, the thing is, like, it's like the Skyrim for Blizzard. Skyrim's like, now it's out on every system and your phone and this and that.
It's not just Blizzard. Come on, it's every company. We're still on Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh yeah.
We're still on Skyrim. Time. It's like every company got their big game and then was just like, you're done. That's it. No more.
No more. Never again. It's gotta happen. All right. Either way.
Thanks for having me again, Crendor. This has been a lot of fun.
Where can people find your stuff?
They can go to rawb.tv if you want to find me on Twitch. And then, you guys probably know Twitch. There's a bunch of links at the bottom.
Yeah.
You go to youtube.rawb.tv if you want to find my YouTube. But yeah. Thanks for having me, Crendor. You are awesome. This is always a blast to do.
It is always a blast to do. Fantastic. And we'll see you next year.
Yeah, for year 10.
For year 10. Okay. Okay.
Well,
see ya.
See ya.
You did it.